Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody out there doing today? Trying out something a little different with the iPad using a different microphone. Hopefully, this is working pretty well. If anybody's in the chat right now, you can let me know how this sounds. Put up a one if it's good, put up a two if it's muffled, and then I'll go back to the headphones. But I wanted to test this out before tonight because we will be doing a live stream tonight for Saturday Roll Call. All right. Now, with that being said, guys, I want to give a shout out to several people who left comments who let me know about their particular situation that I have been explaining with emergency situations that may come up when you live abroad. So shout out to Mr. Brown, Mr. Johnson, that was in the Philippines, who recently left the Philippines in order to get an operation. There were two more people, I can't remember their names, but they gave clear examples of situations that come up that people rarely talk about. I never try to be a downer or try to get people not to do things that they want to do, but I just believe that I would rather know the truth or understand possibilities of things that may happen while I'm there, so I know how to better prepare for it. You know, to be prepared is to be able to survive or live anywhere than to be unprepared, thinking everything is going to be perfect and it never works out well. Okay. Good morning, Todd. How you doing? What's up, family man? Good morning, Markel. Chilling in Southern California, waiting for the storm to arrive. You sound clear. Hey, I appreciate that, man. And, you know, I don't really want to talk about this city, but I will say we've had a lot of earthquakes here lately. And shout out to all the people, especially in the WhatsApp group, like J Love, Mike, Love and Freedom, Mr. Miles, different people who, Howard, different people, Barry, who call and check on me to make sure I'm good after they see different things about the earthquakes that have happened here. They're starting to happen more frequent here. Not necessarily just in this city, but all throughout the country, in different locations in the country. There's been quite a few happening here lately. Some I didn't feel at all. Some I was asleep when it happened. But there's been quite a number of them that has happened here. Also, just real briefly, and again, I'm not going into details about this city, but I will say, there's been so many things happening here lately that if you are planning to come here, for whatever reason you coming for, I got nothing to do with that. You at your own risk. I would just say this. A lot of the things that are being talked about here, a lot of the things that are being said here don't really tell the whole story. So I would just say, whatever you heard, especially if you live a particular lifestyle, magnify that by 10, because everything here that gets reported is selective. They'll tell you guys about certain things, other things they leave out. Okay. So I'll just say the reporting is very selective. Not only is it selective, it's far more dangerous, I'll say, if you're in that world, then you are just being a regular person coming here, living a normal life. You will have no problems. Just put that out there. If you coming as a regular person, you coming to enjoy the sights, you coming to mix with the people, you're not into a certain thing here, you will have no problems, none whatsoever. But if you are in that other world, you magnify that by 10, because that's better than a 50% chance something's going to happen to you. I'll just leave it that way. Anyway, though, looking forward to having Saturday Roll Call. There's a lot of things that have come up in the last 2 weeks, from politics to the lady who faked her own kidnapping to some of the other things that have happened in different communities all throughout, right? There's been a lot going on, and we're getting ready to get into football season, another month or two, basketball season. So we're getting to the prime time of the year, especially for you guys who love sports. I know I do. I'll normally have 3 or 4 things going, trying to watch as many games as I can, because it seems like as soon as the football season starts, it's quickly over. And I hate that, man. You got to wait. I'm not a big baseball guy, so that whole summertime, I normally watch golf. Not a whole lot lately, but that's something that I normally do. And on my other channel, guys, I'm going to start going out more. I did a couple videos showing you vacations that I've been on. We're going to do some more vacations coming up this following week and next week. We're going to go out, do ATVs, that type of thing. And that's on my other channel, Markel's TV. Now, for the people who keep asking about Spanish, you want to hear me speak Spanish with my friends, you got to go watch my other channel. This is not a Spanish speaking channel. I'll say occasional Spanish words here or there. And then there are some people who watch this channel from here. They just use the translator and the word generator puts up what I'm saying. But you want to hear me you got to go to my other channel. This is the only channel I have where people will ask, well, I've never heard you speak Spanish. It ain't a Spanish speaking channel. Like me and Mike may say something to each other in Spanish on here occasionally, or me and Urban may say something to each other occasionally here in Spanish. But for the most part, all the Spanish speaking that I do is on my other channel. As a matter of fact, a lot of the opening scenes from my other channel is me, my girl, or somebody I'm talking to in Spanish normally. So yeah, so that's for the people that's trying to find something new to criticize me about, because I tell people you need to learn some of the language here, Bill. If you want to get around, you want to talk to people, learn more. That seems to be the latest thing now, is people try to find a reason to get upset with you because you point out things that they don't know, right? To try to help. That's all I try to do on this channel, is help, right? But when you tell the truth, or you tell people something they don't want to hear, they take that as you're trying to down them. You're trying to keep people from doing something that they want to do. My advice for people who feel that way, go watch whatever makes you happy. That's the best thing I can tell you. I've basically issued this for the longest time. If you have a problem with what I say, the way I do it, instead of babying you, coddling you, trying to give you a fantasy, and telling you that that little bit of money you got is going to be fine as you travel the world, that ain't me. I'm not going to give you a BS story. I'm going to tell you how it really is, the reality. And if you don't want to hear reality, go watch someone that's going to tell you what you want to hear. Even though when you arrive and you living in a shithole, that ain't where you want to be, but that's the reality of the situation. It's just as plain as that, all right? So I just wanted to come on, man, to confirm that tonight there will be a Saturday roll call, okay? I look forward to seeing all the guys I haven't seen last week, to discuss all of the latest things that are happening. ¿Qué tal? How you doing? Que tenga un buenos días. Appreciate it, man. Igual para ti. Richard, I think that's Richard, right? Yeah. Appreciate it. What was I saying? Oh, looking forward to having everybody come on Saturday roll call that I normally have on. Hopefully I cleared the air a couple of videos ago about certain people who are not going to be on. I'm going to try to get Urban to come on. I know he's in Brazil. I'm going to try to get him to come on tonight. And I'm going to try to get Big Moose. I got to hit up Big Moose early so he can kind of prepare, because Big Moose always has things going on because he hasn't been on in a while. I'm going to send him a link as well earlier today as well to see if I can get him to come on just to see what's going on with him. And I had mentioned this before. There's a channel I'm thinking about going on. This is a channel I was on maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And I haven't been back on that channel because of the crowd that watches that channel. I'm not trying to get none of those subscribers, and the content. But since that time, the channel has kind of pivoted to something else. I still don't want none of the subscribers, but just to have a conversation, because they'll still email me my old email, and I'll occasionally check, and they'll have veteran questions there, right? And I'll answer his questions, and he'll tell his subscribers basically what I said in the email. So he's like, man, you should come on and just talk to the veterans over here. Now, I'm not real big on going on channels like that, but if it's to help people, I'll do that. But Veteranos Sucios, I'm not really helping, trying to do a whole lot for you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And what I said in Spanish was, dirty veterans, I'm not really trying to help that much. I'm really not, because I'm not trying to get into all that, dude. These are grown people. Y'all do what you do, all right? But I do try to help the masses if I can. I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not saying I got the answers for all your problems. But what I am saying, though, dude, is I have a certain standard, just like most of you all do. Just like you have a standard when you go in your home, you expect it a certain way, or when you have guests come over, you expect them to be a certain way. I have standards too, right? And what people do, adults do, that's your business. Got no problem with that. I just don't want it here. Take it to where you're going to enjoy it the most, okay? Take it to where you're going to enjoy it the most. If you have a criticism and it's something that I need to improve on, crew, I don't try to block criticism. If you go to the channel, you'll see plenty of criticism. But what I'm not going to tolerate, though, is ignorance, because I'm not saying something you want to hear or talk about things you only watch. Please go do that. I don't know how many times I need to say that, because some of you guys really want to watch because you're afraid I may say something that's going to help you, even though you're somebody I would never talk to in person. That's the reality of the situation. But with all that being said, guys, again, I look forward to seeing you all tonight, 8 p.m. We're going to try to have a great show. We're going to try to cover a lot of topics, whether it's VA related or Social Security related. And I'm going to start talking more about Social Security, because there's a lot of things with Social Security you veterans who are on Social Security probably are not taking advantage of, right? Like when it comes to home health aid, because there are some of you veterans who need home health aid and you think you can only get it from the Department of Veterans Affairs. You can also get assistance from Social Security. You just need to let them know. You need to apply. You need to give them a reason to send to someone to your house to get help. And it starts, as always, with your doctor. Everything starts with your doctor. If your doctor thinks you need help, the VA sometimes doesn't have, depending on where you are, anyone available at the time, or they are capped out for whatever reason. You can go through Social Security and get someone to help you. Now, there's always going to be that someone asks, well, can they do it out abroad? No, they cannot. No, they cannot. No, they will not. But if you're in U.S. territory or in the U.S., they most certainly can. Now, for those of you that keep saying, hey, man, why don't they do things for us veterans outside the country? They do, the Foreign Medical Program. But you have to understand something, though. Hopefully you will understand this. They don't make you leave. Leaving the U.S. is voluntary. There's nothing that says you have to go outside of the U.S. or U.S. territory. That is a choice that is made by veterans. If you're going to make the choice to leave, then you're making the choice to take care of yourself beyond FMP, the Foreign Medical Program. That's essentially what that means. And what I try to bring up to you guys with examples of emergency situations is because 9 times out of 10, people who live abroad buy the cheapest insurance that they can get until they realize that insurance is no good when an emergency situation comes up, and they normally don't have the money to take care of whatever it is. Now, Mr. Brown had emergency money. Mr. Johnson did not have emergency money. He had to take what he had left and fly back to the U.S. in order to get the surgery he needed and taken care of through the Department of Veterans Affairs. Even though there's a VA in Manila, the VA in Manila is very limited on what they can do. I did a whole video talking about what the VA in Manila can and cannot do. So in a lot of situations, not saying in all, but in a lot of situations, people have to return back to the US to get a lot of things done that would cost them a lot normally in whatever country they're in. And that's all I'm saying is you need to know these things if you're going to live abroad. So Richard said, I didn't know that. That's good to know. Yeah, a lot of veterans don't know that you could go through Social Security and get the same thing. If you're someone who lives alone, and let's say you're having trouble keeping your house clean, you having trouble washing your clothes, even taking a bath, right? And you're not bad enough to where they say, you know, we're going to give you aid and attendance. Social Security does the same thing. They'll send someone, LPN, I think they are. I forgot what you call it, what the actual title is, but they'll send someone to your house 4 or 5 hours out of the day, maybe longer if you need somewhere longer. And they'll come, they'll clean, they'll cook for you, they'll help give you a bath, they'll wash your clothes, they'll wash your dishes. They do all that if that's something that you need. But that's only in the US and US territories. They're not going to do that in any other country. They're not going to pay for that anywhere else. But if you need that type of help, even if you're married, and let's say you're married, both of you guys are seniors, you know, both of you guys, you can't get around like you used to, that's what that service is there for. Most people never take advantage of it. That's what it's there for. So take advantage of it. Take clear advantage of it. You are currently in the US, you struggling, you single, you try to maintain, you try to do everything, but it's very hard for you to do. Talk to your doctors. That's where it starts. Let your doctors know. If you can't get it done at the VA, go to Social Security and get it done. And for those of you who watch who are only on Social Security, go get the help you need. You need a motorized scooter, you need whatever, go through Social Security, especially for those of you who are still paying for Medicare or you on your state's Medicaid. Get what you need. Don't be out there struggling. Get what you need. That's what you're paying for. That 130, 160, 70, whatever it is you're paying, that is what you're paying for. And it starts with your doctors. All right. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.